I got him. Now, Tank, now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
No, I walked upstairs and then I saw your mom. She's getting a pedicure, and then and I started chatting with her, and she was like talking about the podcast and stuff like that. And then she goes, "I have to ask you, Adam, why do you always talk about how small you are?"
I love my mom.
And at first I was like, "What do you like, small-minded?" But she kind of did this like hand wavy motion towards my genitals.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh,
that's my mom. Always trying to help."
Yeah. And I remember thinking like, Molly, it's supposed to be ironic, but whatever.
Well, what I want to know is I want to be like, Mom, where are you going to go if this goes your way? Are you going to like help him out? Be like, it's not that small after all.
No, it's big for your size, Adam.
Yeah.
You're just
It's a confidence builder?
Yeah, it is a confidence builder. I felt, I mean, she was kind of like alluding to like, it can't be that small, I'm like,
Welcome to Non-Essentials Podcast. This is episode 104.
104. And I just wanted to say, like, my thought process is here. Listen, I figure if I just tell people it's an inch, and when they literally see it's twice as big as what I already told them it was going to be,
right,
they're just going to be astounded, And I apologize for the dick math joke there, but no, my name is Adam. Hi, Molly. I appreciate the confidence builder, Riley.
My name is Jake. Why didn't you build my confidence?
It's always been in the drain.
Oh yeah. I wanted to say, like, since we're starting off here, episode 104.
Yes.
A couple of things are happening.
Sounds like
for one, we're
like
actually getting a website. Like it's in the works. We're gonna revamp the Patreon page as well.
Yes.
And also
we've been getting yelled at recently too about
we have
the Patreon. So
we have. And we have something big coming to Janesville. We talked about it earlier, but I wanted to reiterate. We're getting the Comedy Cabin that's opening soon. And actually, I have been given the opportunity. I'm actually going to be opening the second weekend. I'm going to be hosting.
There you go.
For Chastity, Washington.
So if you want to see Jake in full regalia, I think, are you doing it naked?
My goal is to make her look good, so like
Yes.
your dick, set the expectations low, and like frame out the comic. But anyways, like it's gonna be happening. It's called the Comedy Cabin. If you haven't followed it, it's on Facebook. And basically, are we gonna be doing ticket giveaways and stuff like that?
I think we should.
Like
we'll do something for the Patreon and to kind of like launch the website as well too. And I really, really like the idea for the Patreon members that are getting their knives from us, their cloaca knives. I really want you guys to send in pictures of you guys stabbing shit or something, I mean, you can be nice, but I mean, nothing like living maybe.
I'm not putting that stipulation out there.
Okay.
No, I want people to use it. It's there for you to use.
All right. Well, then use the nail file then or something.
Exactly.
But yeah. No, so that'll be great, man. I'm excited. So titties.
I'm not cutting anything.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that you've made a gesture. Do you want me to go inside? I had something that happened this week, and I know I'm going to turn it into a comedy bit. I probably need help. But when something funny happens in your life and you're like, I got to use this. So my son kind of got in trouble. He goes to a Catholic school, and he got not in trouble.
Did he say no?
I like that. I hate
get
like
nowhere.
You're right though. It's like your mind does go to these awful things. Like I remember one time he was in kindergarten and he came home. It's like Father showed us how to do the blessing of the throat, and I was like, tell me everything.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, and that's basically when you hold a candle against a little boy's throat and he sings, and that blesses the candle, which sounds like grooming. I don't know, but
you're a really good singer for your age.
Exactly. So what happened was I got a call. Apparently, he said that God had sex with Mary. He didn't say it in those words, but basically what it is Jesus was born, and to my son I explained what sex was and all that, and basically he made the connection of like, okay, God fucked Mary. Because they're always like God came to Mary and gave her.
Define came though.
That's what I mean. Like maybe there's a loss in translation. Maybe the word to was supposed to be in Mary. But and the thing is, I can't because if anything, he's smart because of this, because he's like, how else did a baby get in her?
Yeah.
Obviously, God fucked Mary, probably in March, so probably when Joseph was in the field.
You went 9 months back.
Yeah. Obviously, he didn't
When
say
was
that.
the spring
But
equinox?
he just like assumed, and when he said that, I kind of had never thought of it that way. But like that makes sense, little kid
I
mind
thought
sense.
like an angel said, and there you go.
Yeah, but like in his mind, it's like a baby was put into her. Babies are 9 months. Man and a woman have sex to have a baby. God, you know, you can't covet other
Yeah, but
people's wives, but
hold on
God
a sec.
can.
But how was Anakin conceived?
Exactly.
Huh?
And I do
Star Wars nerds are going, I know.
Metachlorians.
Okay, there
That's
you
what
go.
it was.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be a heavily movie-related episode. Because I know I've got a couple movie recommendations. I've been powering through some, and I know that you have been too. So you just saw Avatar.
Yeah, I did.
Avatar 2. You were like, hey, do you want me to get you tickets? I'm like, I don't know if I can go that long without falling asleep.
Yeah, it was
Taking
long.
a potty break.
It was definitely long.
Just
Definitely.
get a catheter or something.
Are we recommending it right now, or is that for later?
I don't know if I can hit into it if you want.
It feels weird to talk about Avatar after Jesus sex.
I mean, Jesus.
Let's push it back a little bit. I wanted to. I thought this was kind of interesting. What?
No, go ahead, man.
All right, on November 15th.
Jesus sex? Come on.
No, the sex that made Jesus. I don't know what to call it. Jesus, metachlorian conception of
Spoosh.
Jesus.
Okay.
On November 15th, actually, this is about the Earth. On November 15th, 2022, Earth's population hit over 8 billion.
Okay.
So, and it was just 12 years ago that it hit 7 billion. So I wanted to make it a little game real quick, but
I mean, the human race is definitely a parasite by the very definition of the word parasite. We just go in and take all the resources and multiply.
Yeah, I mean we're awesome.
Yeah. All right.
So I want to make a game out of it. It's how much do you think the population went up this last year? So if you want to do like a rough guess, audience.
Wait, hold on. Is it because people were staying in and fucking during the pandemic?
Well, that too, but
Or they
just
weren't
average.
able to fuck because of the pandemic?
No, you could still.
You just like
you could
just
still.
like
The
Uber-
audience like you can still fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like you just Uber Eats like a mason jar filled with cum to your girlfriend.
Like just because we're in a bubble doesn't mean we can't make some trouble.
Cause any trouble?
Yeah.
You doing a biodome
I am.
reference?
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is basically the amount of lives added minus deaths, and
okay.
so
Sure.
just like a rough guess.
At least one.
At least one. That's
Yeah.
it. Just shout it out. Name it. Lives added. Lives added to this world. 100 million? Okay. So it's actually 66 million.
66 million.
That's like the yearly average that it's gone up.
Okay.
And this comes basically from, what is it? 133 million born.
This is when you take
66 million dead.
Okay, that's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask. Is that like
So I guess the net gain of shit.
so basically more people are being born than dying.
Right.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Which is like, that translates to roughly the population of the United Kingdom every year. The population is going up. Or
I
like
wish you would have picked a better country.
twice the amount of Poland.
Just a bunch of Brits.
Yeah.
Oh. It's a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot. Man, that's okay.
I guess I should have went to Avatar. That's what I followed up Jesus sex with. All right, I'm sorry.
bunch of Brits.
I should have went with James Cameron leaving the planet
This
because
is a terrible
it's
tea party.
sure.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
So
You go into something then.
come on.
You drive.
Okay. All right. So I want now. You did mention a few episodes back. You talked about the Super Mario Brothers movie coming out,
I'm looking forward to it actually. That second trailer was good.
and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of like, but I'm old enough to have been scarred by the John Leguizamo.
The first Mario.
Yeah, from the 90s.
It was
like that was
awful.
Nightmare fuel, right?
I mean, I was a young, dumb enough kid to be like, it's Mario, so it's good. Like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I watched it as an adult. I'm like, how did this get greenlit?
For real. No,
This
anyways,
is like low amateur porn level Mario.
if you jack off to it, it's porn.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
So
yeah.
anyway, but anyway, I noticed what you made me watch because I kind of maybe I'm just a bit of a curmudgeon, but when you're like, oh, I was like, oh, fuck that shit. I don't have any interest.
Which
in it.
movie?
I'm telling you, when you made me watch, you told me about the movie coming out. I was like,
For Mario?
yeah,
Okay.
And then you made me watch the trailer. I was like, all right, I kind of fucking like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited
The second
for it.
trailer.
Yeah.
The big long one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay,
I got kind of like boned up for it, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, because I started noticing. I was like, there's all these movie video game references. They even put like Rainbow Road in there and all
did.
these other things. And I was like, all right,
Dude, everybody was
all right,
mad
all right.
that Chris Pratt was Mario. I'm like, what? Do you want an actual Italian?
Yeah,
You don't want that.
yeah, you don't need someone pinching their.
It's just like
So no,
he stops by spaghetti every time.
spaghetti. So anyway, but do you remember? I hope that they have the different suits like in the movies as well. Do you remember the different suits?
Yeah.
Which suits do you remember?
Metal Mario. Are
Okay.
you are you talking different
From the video
mushroom
games. Yeah,
sizes? Do they count?
I guess.
I guess. What's the feather makes you fly?
Okay.
There was the flower. You can throw fireballs.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the other ones. The raccoon, whatever the fuck
Okay.
that was.
All right.
Well, there was I know there's like been a bunch more. But,
Sure. Well, I'm glad that Jake included the raccoon because he definitely took the bait. Okay.
Do you know what the raccoon was? I never knew what the raccoon was.
The raccoon suit is actually not a raccoon at all. It's based off of an actual animal in Japan. It's the tanuki suit. That's what they call it.
Kabuki suit?
Tanuki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's so anyway, the tanuki suit.
Kabuki suit is a different suit. It takes a lot of people to help you put it on. Keep going.
All right. So anyway, so a tanuki.
It's not blurred out for some reason.
Yeah, that's all right. So in Japan,
Yeah.
everything's blurred out there, all the good parts.
Yeah.
So anyway, a tanuki is actually an actual animal that's not related to a raccoon. It's closer to like a wolf or a fox, right? It's kind of like a.
Is it it's in the dog family?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
So, but I have to say,
It's like a red panda, like one of those maybe?
man, I don't know enough about red pandas to
Sure.
really
Okay, I'm sorry.
tee off of that.
Keep
No.
going. What's
Well, anyway, but do you remember that it was the leaf?
Yeah.
When Mario got the leaf, then he turned into Tanuki, and then you could he could be a statue, like turn into that. And as a child, I remember thinking like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah,
But all right.
I just went with it.
Yeah, just all right. It is
It's like
what it is.
when a priest suggests something, you just this is
Like-
fine. It's
like,
part of
hey,
the game.
This is how Mary got pregnant. So anyway, come on, guys,
the
we're having
holy-
fun here. All right. So anyway, but according to mythology, Japanese mythology, that leaf is actually significant to the tanuki, right? Because the leaf is believed to be a source of the tanuki's power, because like
Popeye and spinach.
Yeah.
Sure.
Except, but the tanuki, when it would consume the leaf, then it was able to. That was its source of power to like shapeshift and be basically think of it like Loki, but with like a a tail, right?
Sure. Okay.
So it was like this like mischievous god. And the reason why I mentioned this is because I would say this animal he would consume it, and you see it like in a lot of like statues and whatnot. They have like the leaf in there, and I did say he on purpose because I have to gender this particular chaos god because
This is all Mario?
no, I'm getting there.
Okay.
But the reason why I have to mention it is because the tanuki itself, like when you look at like Japanese mythology, the most prolific part about it is his giant balls. And I'm not kidding you. Like, yeah. Let that sink in, seriously. So the like if you look at like old depictions, are you looking it up right now? Yeah. So anyway,
Sure.
if you look at old, like I'm talking like
So this is like the god of virility.
no,
Yeah.
But like if you look at like even like shit like the 1800s and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it had the tanuki like thing. He would use his giant balls and scrotum. He would use it as like a poncho. He would use his balls as like this giant weapon.
He'd win that fight. I'm sorry. Like, he's just
Yeah,
100%.
No, I'm sorry. Like if you fight anybody with giant balls, even if you win the fight, you're still getting balls on you.
Wait, is
You know?
that what the cape is that helps you fly?
Essentially, yes.
It's a giant
That's what
ball
I'm saying.
sack?
Like he would use it as like a parachute. This is like
I
the
hope Chris
depictions.
Pratt brings it up.
Yeah,
So-
tanuki. It's TANUKI.
This
Okay.
is for the YouTube listeners. I'm gonna have to dig into the mythos of the
But,
giant
like,
ball cape.
He'd even use it. He'd use his giant scrotum.
Yeah,
He'd use his giant scrotum as like a
his giant scrotum
as a fishing net. As a fishing net.
to catch fish.
Yeah, hold on. I like that you just Googled tanuki balls, by the way. That's cool. Look at this. Oof, my
What do you got?
own.
What do you got?
Look at that.
What?
Yeah. Jake, I really hope that Jake, for the YouTube watchers.
This is like a woodcut.
Yeah.
Like Japanese.
I know, it's
like,
super
yeah.
old. It's like It's as horrific as if you want to keep looking at Japanese horrific.
Oh my God.
Old woodcut shit. Look up The Fisherman's Wife. Or, I'm sorry, Dream of the Fisherman's Wife. That's awful too.
Nintendo, you dog. This is
But no, hold on.
It's truly horrific.
I gotta say this right now. The Tanuki, they would also knead and massage their testicles in the shape they desire, often to impersonate humans to buy alcohol and delicacies.
Yeah, this is
often
a tricky animal.
Yeah. So anyway, with that being said, I just I'm. I keep thinking.
I gotta go play Mario again.
I know. Seriously,
I got new eyes on the problem. Like
it really is kind of interesting because that is how the Tanuki would fly and soar.
Yeah, it's
is
like
by
whoop,
his giant scrotum.
yeah. All right.
So if you're wondering if this animal is appropriate to be put into like his massive like meat balloon is appropriate to put into a kids movie, I want you to know that there's also a traditional children's song in Japan. And I'm just going to read the lyrics to the English variant.
Sure.
Translation. It says, Tan, the Tanuki testicles ring. The wind has stopped blowing, but they still swing.
Sure. I mean, this sounds like you could get across a lake with this thing. If you
really
catch the wind.
Well, it depends on the thermals.
I mean, we fetishize breasts the same way, I guess. I am not going to be over here in Wisconsin looking down upon a rich, diverse culture of nutsacks. I, for one, am excited for this Mario movie.
No, the reason why I even mention it is because I want you to be sitting there with your kids and the entire time sitting there waiting for the giant fucking balls to show up. So
yeah, sure.
I just want to ruin that. I do kind of hope. Now they did kind of like tee off. I have to say they teed off in the trailer like, oh, there are many different worlds. So I don't know if they're kind of trying to do like a Spider-Verse thing here.
Sure.
But I hope that each movie, if they do a bunch of these, which they probably will, it ends with your princess is not in this castle.
Oh, yeah, they totally should. Just as a cliffhanger. I think it's, for one, empowering to recognize your strengths and your weaknesses. Japanese penises, not known for size, but the balls.
Tanuki balls? Parachutes.
Yeah, I like what they did here. They made lemonade.
I just, it makes so much more sense now, though. Like, I mean, because, like I said, as a child, I remember thinking, like, why a leaf? Why a statue?
Yeah, no, I just went with it.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Actually,
kind of like your kid hearing that lesson about blessing the throat.
Exactly. We fill in the gaps ourselves, and we roll with it. So I was wondering, did you see? I had sent you a little clip. This is actually my favorite time of the year. This is where I turn into like an accountant.
Okay.
And I've done this a couple times.
Oh wait, is this Pornhub?
This is Pornhub. Pornhub has released their yearly statistics, and I am utterly fascinated with these facts. I have to
tell you, I did see one, and I hope I don't steal your thunder.
No, I got a bunch.
Okay.
I got a bunch. But I did see mostly the rest of the episode is this.
Oh, no. Are you going to pepper them in?
I'll probably pepper them in.
Okay, so I have to tell you right now, I did see one, and you beat me to it because I totally meant to do something similar to this.
Sure.
Because you hadn't mentioned it yet. But I did see that they say that I guess PlayStation users are the horniest. And
That's
I hate
me.
that they use the word horniest. Like that's always been like one of the weirdest words to like describe getting boned up.
What do they mean? I mean, what do they mean by that? It's like it's PlayStation or Xbox or Wii or
I don't know. People
Switch.
Are streaming it. I'm assuming maybe streaming it through their Xbox or PlayStation.
Sure, I guess. But I mean, Japan is always like number 2 on this list. America is far and away number 1.
Okay.
Like 3 times over the amount of content consumed on Pornhub. It's America by a landslide. But Tanuki Balls Japan is right up the asshole on us.
Dude, I mean, in some of those depictions, I have to tell you, honestly, listeners, I haven't done a lot of stop at Googles lately, but stop at Google Tanuki's balls because he's swinging around.
Every one of you played Mario and we're excited to get the
He's swinging around
leaf.
like a giant pillow sack filled with bars of soap.
Yeah.
You know? Seriously.
As one does with bars of soap.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just let's just start right into the Pornhub statistics. You guys picked a great episode to come to. This is this is me turning into getting the minutia of what people think. Because let's be honest, your search, your porn search is who you are.
Oh no!
And that's one of those reflect on that statement.
Okay, hold on a sec. I have to ask you this because at what stage of the porn search? Because there's always kind of and then all right, let's push it. Oh
no,
that means you back off a bit.
No, that means you're if you are
there's ebbs and flows.
Yeah, that means you're 10% bored. if you go crazy. I look at it like sometimes I just go to Pornhub and I just put in the word
Like,
2 with 2 O's because I'm here for excess. I let go of the wheel and just see where it takes me.
Too many amputee midgets.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I just too many of something. So, this I guess I can give you a shot to guess. What do you think? Like one of the it's not the top search, but it's the one that's risen the most search term is.
Do I get a choice? That's not fair.
No, I'll just tell you. It was kind of so.
Wait, hold on.
Reality.
Is it anime or something?
No. It's usually hentai, which whatever.
Ugh.
I don't get it.
It goes back to The Fisherman's Wife. Did you guys look at that?
I don't get it, but at the same time, I don't judge it. Do what you like.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
So reality.
Squid Games.
I'm gonna read a quote from it. It goes, topping this year's trends in reality porn, the reality category grew 169% to become one of the top 20 categories, while
Reality
popularity of the amateur category has dropped slightly by 19%. Our statisticians, which makes me be like, Pornhub has statisticians?
I'm just asking you this. When you say reality, is it like one of those like, like I better see a stretch mark and a zit on a butt?
Kind of.
All right.
So it says, our statisticians theorize that as amateur models have become full-time performers, the quality of their videos has improved, but visitors are still seeking a real homemade porn experience, which is kind of like, I love a shitty movie. Like something that's so bad it's entertaining. But if you make that movie better, I don't want to watch it.
I don't know. I have to disagree, like, because Pornhub gives you the option to do a drop down of like, I wish that I could just have. Granted, I always do all this shit like in incognito mode, right? But it's like I wish I could be like, can I just default to like professional and HD?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't need to see like some mother of 4 like trying to pay her bills. I want to see I want to see somebody young.
Right, but I mean
girl.
that might reflect on you a little bit to where
All
like
right.
there's lots of people that are just like, I just want something like real.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being lied
Like,
to.
Like, tuck your hemorrhoids in, baby.
So it says, in fact, searches for real amateur homemade grew by 310% in the United States and 179% worldwide. The most common homemade search terms are homemade swingers, homemade threesomes. Over the past year, searches contain real grew by 42%. Most popular searches being real orgasms, real couples, and real massage, which makes me think like, are there people that just want to see an actual massage that doesn't turn into fucking?
Yeah. I have a sore back.
Yeah.
I got sciatica.
Yeah. No, the massage is like the oldest trick in the book to sneaky sex.
Yeah, I guess.
Wasn't there a comedian that was like, it was a female comedian that's like, I've had 3 massages in my life, and that's why I have 3 kids. So,
yeah.
Like,
I feel like like mothers can always probably say that it always started off with a back massage, right?
Exactly.
Back rub, right?
you got a knowing nod from the crowd there. So, all right, I'll finish this section off just real quick. I'm gonna get to the top 6
finish it off?
search term. Yeah.
Like a strudel.
You creep. All right, so number 2 was gender because the world. Number 3, group sex. Number 4, outdoors. Number 5 was positions, which sounds like a learning like search. Like maybe someone was trying to be creative, thoughtful in the bedroom. They're like, I'll go discover something new. Adam's favorite search term was number 6, feet.
God, stop it. Ugh.
So I got more. I'll pepper them in later. Like we'll go back to it, but
like,
pull me out of this.
There's no pulling out, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so speaking of pulling out, now you know that there are different types of detection dogs, right?
Yeah.
You've got like drugs or like cadaver smelling mutt. We've even talked about smut mutts.
The one I always think of is the one that caught Jared.
Yes, and I guess longtime listeners will know that like Jared from Subway.
Yeah. So if you're a corporation, vet your spokesperson that represents your company.
Yeah, there you go. But so I guess the fast version is that we learned this from listener Jay, who is a police officer with a drug dog, right? But he had told me the term smut mutt, and what that is if they feel like somebody is downloading and possessing child porn, they will bring in a smut mutt. Smut mutts dogs are trained to smell a very particular thing, and smut mutts are taught to smell certain electronics,
right?
Even if they're not plugged in, which means that smut mutts can smell a USB drive.
Yes.
Like a flash drive. So with Jared from some from Subway, what they did is they did a whole search. They couldn't find anything. They brought in a smut mutt, and they found like a flash drive hidden in like an HVAC vent or something.
Yeah,
like
the fact that he smelled the metal of the USB drive.
The off gassing or whatever that the certain flash drive gave off. The smut mutt hit on. That's how particular these dogs are.
I would have loved to have seen Jared's face when he's like, "No fucking way."
Yeah,
that little like wiener dog or whatever a smut mutt looks like.
I
just
feel
something,
like a wiener dog would be a good one for.
Yeah,
a
just
smut
like
mutt.
a dopey. Like I'm here to find the gross.
Yeah. So did you know why the cowboy got a wiener dog? Because he wanted to get a long little doggy. So anyway, I knew that Joseph.
We need like a dad joke, like just.
I knew he'd love it. Like
your Vietnamese kids' ears just started ringing.
All right, sorry, that's for you, buddy. So anyway, the reason why I mention it is because there's a golden lab named April. Okay, she's about 15 months old at the time. This is a couple months ago.
Sure.
But she's one of 3 dogs in the UK that has been trained with a particular skill set. Okay, for detection.
Sure.
She has been specifically trained to only detect seminal fluid. Okay, now April, she can detect as little.
This April showers.
I almost wrote an April showers joke. I'm not kidding you, but I was like, I won't. Yeah. And then you jumped on.
I had a nose for it.
You went doggy style with it. So anyway, but April can detect as little as 0.016 milliliters of seminal fluid.
That's a creep that trained her.
Hold on. But Adam, how many sloops does it take when I sploosh?
Hey, but Adam, how many?
Right? Yeah, that's a great question. So Google says that the normal volume varies from 1.5 to 5 milliliters of ejaculation, which means that like 0.016 milliliters of seminal fluids is that's like the amount that if you're trying to increase your personal stats on Pornhub, and then by the end of the day you're just doing ghost loads. Right?
Sure.
That's like 0.016 seminal fluid.
Sure.
Milliliters, right?
Is this where the dog sits down when it smells it? Like this dog would be impossible to take a walk anywhere.
Well, I mean, all I can think of is imagine trying to train this thing, and then you have to use certain words with certain dogs that all dogs know. Sure. You can't say come. The dog's just gonna point like a setter. You know what I mean? No, get over here, you fuck. So anyway,
what's the purpose of this?
The purpose of it is to catch. They want to catch sexual predators.
Sure.
And so what would take a while of we've all seen.
So what, they bring it up to the kid?
Yeah, just whiff it over his nose.
Dude, bring it to the church.
Yeah, bring it over Mary's
You want to see a priest sweat? Is that April? Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
It's a dog day in hell.
Yeah. That's 7 years in hell. So anyway, but dog.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So anyway, but they but what I guess the idea behind it is to help expedite the processing of and finding of sexual predators.
Sure.
So they literally, I hate that in the article they even said we can have the dog hit on clothing or leaves.
Yeah.
like plant life. Like someone's just shooting.
Honestly, that dog would never be able to be around any teenage boy.
I know. I was just sitting there thinking dude, I know that a few times I've had the day off, the J off. Oh. That dog would just hit on my house because my house would look like Halloween decorations. You know? If I didn't,
the dog would have a seizure in a hotel. So it'd be like a precog.
Oh my god! From Minority Report. Yeah. Just laying in a pool.
They're like 11 in Stranger Things. You know?
Oh yeah.
All the lights would be blinking.
Oh my god.
Fucking every redhead would float in a cemetery. Be like,
if I only could make a deal with dog.
Let's get this dog over here.
I'm upset you didn't laugh more at my dyslexic spelling of God. Oh, you know what? Hey, while we're speaking of wood, this is a nice tee off. I've got a tip of the hat here. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So. All right, I'm going to jump ahead here, but we're going to go right into it because it feels natural. So my tip of the hat. This is a real one. Okay, this goes off to Antoine Moses.
Okay.
He's a 23-year-old Canadian who has broken a recent Guinness World Record.
Okay.
In a 24-hour period, this is real. In a 24-hour period, he has recently planted 23,060 saplings of trees.
Okay.
Now they did the math. Thankfully, I'm glad you asked, because that is an average of 16 trees per minute.
Johnny Appleseed just got fucking bumped.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What is it? I feel like we should do like a deep dive, or have Renee come in and do a deep dive on Johnny Appleseed, because isn't he like mythological or something?
For what it's worth, I remember hearing something vaguely about Johnny Appleseed was a rebranding of the apple, because the apple was viewed as the devil's fruit.
Inedible.
Well, it was inedible, but everybody got bushels of it, fermented it, and then drank it. And so it was causing everybody to be drunk, so it was considered the devil's fruit. Yeah. And that's what I remember hearing. And so Johnny Appleseed was basically like, no, people suck, not apples. That was his like whole main goal.
People
but anyways,
suck is also another search on Pornhub.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the average pace is 16. Thank you. So the average pace is 16 trees per minute. Right?
Sure.
Which is so that means one sapling every 3.75 seconds.
He did a pine job.
All right. I would laugh at that.
You're just kind of furious you didn't think of that.
All right. God damn it.
I only got 2 tree puns. That's it. 2 or 3 puns. That's
all right.
it.
So, but so far, now he did do that to break the record. Yeah, hell yeah. Actually, you want to give a shout out to listener R for buying this. He actually gave that to us.
Thank you so much.
He goes, this is actually a Christmas present for you guys. He gave us a bottle of Maker's Mark that I've had too much of already.
I think he just sabotaged the podcast. Where's my breathalyzer at, by the way?
Oh, man.
Let's see where I'm at. Yeah, okay.
So anyway, so far, Antoine Moses, the 23-year-old Canadian, he has planted over 1.3 million trees.
Okay.
That is 1.3 million trees more than I've ever planted, which is making me kind of want to step my shit up a bit.
It's Canadian.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you have to kind of like,
okay.
Are they maple trees? Oh, that's how you did it, dude. I wrap my lips around it like it's Pornhub. You're going to get a cold sore.
I'm fine. I'm 0.1.
All right, let me see.
I'm in the sweet spot.
Right, while you go into the next thing, I'm going to go.
No, I'm going right back into Pornhub. Can we go back into let's go into my favorite category. And this is most popular search terms state by state. So here's the thing. I read it. I'm gonna read the standout ones and then the obvious ones. Like my standout ones, and then I'm gonna give you Wisconsin's. So the biggest question mark is Alaska's top search term was breast expansion, which I don't even understand. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is it like breast implants? Is it? What are you, by the way?
I don't know. It didn't even tell me.
Take the test again. Anyways, so Alaska, fine. Washington, fleshlight.
Dude, dude, Alaska and Washington are lonely.
That's true. Like I can't think of
kind of nearby.
Yeah, I can't think of a more horrific search term than fleshlight, except solo male.
I mean, seriously, that's just watch a dude jack off.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
all right. So Tennessee.
What are you, my uncle?
Yeah. Tennessee was strap on. That's the right face.
I still think we're talking about guys jacking off.
Yeah. And so this is like, honestly, I'm disappointed in Wisconsin. And I'm going to I'll give audience a hint. All right.
Jeez.
So Wisconsin's hint is,
lactation. It's a dairy state.
Turning of the tables. That'll be Wisconsin's hint. Or switch it up. How about that? That's a hint too. Or your turn.
Swingers?
Not swingers. Okay, swingers. Pegging.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Rory, have they been dialing in on anybody?
That wasn't me, man.
Sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I'm also equally confused. So, let's yell out states, and I will read.
Arkansas.
Give me a second.
Sisters.
Arkansas is BBW, which is Big Beautiful Women, I believe.
All right. Shade in the summer, warmth in the winter.
California, Asian, which makes sense.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania was the one I didn't put. This one fucking freaked me out. Okay. Pennsylvania, in the most East Coast accent I can think of. Hairy pussy. Who the fuck? I think old women were just searching for cats to adopt. That's all that was. Never in my life I'd be like, I want to see a hairy pussy. What else? Like,
well, I mean, like we had mentioned like Arkansas, but I mean, isn't that why you know why there's not like reverse cowgirl or like doggy style, right?
in Arkansas? No.
Because you don't turn your back on family.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Arkansas is black. Arkansas is black.
Thank you. I appreciate the drink, Don. Yeah.
And actually, there's a swath of black. It's Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, all black. Top search terms.
All right.
New Mexico, Latina,
I don't need to be insecure
which makes sense.
and jack off.
Yeah. Idaho is hentai, which doesn't make any sense to me at all.
That's cartoon.
But
octopus
Nevada's top search term, cartoon.
just jacking off the Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Exactly. What? Illinois is dirty talk, which is the wrong thing for video.
Oh, yeah, you shit yourself?
Yeah, like a 1-800 number. Can we get a throwback to that?
All right.
I thought it was interesting. Utah, top search, Mormon.
Yeah. Top search, multiple wives.
Which like top that's like searching sister in my mind. It actually reminded me, I had it, the world search. Utah reminded me of Russia. You know what Russia's top search term? Russian. That bothered the shit out of me. China's top search term, Japan, which made me laugh. Or Japanese.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's keep on the internet thing here.
Yeah.
So, a teenager and her boyfriend being harassed by an online anonymous bully.
Okay.
Okay. Now, these weren't a few snarky messages.
Okay.
They were collectively sent thousands. Now, her and her boyfriend were collectively sent thousands of messages from this particular anonymous person.
Okay.
Now, they told their parents about it, and even the boyfriend's parents, they notified the school. The case was then eventually, by the school, turned over to the police, and that didn't stop the messages from continuing to come in. Now, this is a massive amount of effort, and the police discovered that the person sending the messages, they were using like this like cloaking device to hide who it was from.
Like a VPN kind of thing where it like bounces around.
I don't speak nerd, man, but
it's
like,
just so you don't know where the message is coming
hackers.
from. Yeah.
But like I'm assuming basically
the Angelina Jolie like 96 movie hackers.
Sure, man. Yeah.
You missed that and you
These
don't
are
understand
old
current
references,
tech.
yeah.
Okay, sure. All right. Yeah.
But anyway, but like
missed that tutorial.
I just got told. I got done telling you a second ago that like the best I do is put my phone in incognito mode before I fucking like pull rope. You
Sure.
know?
Okay.
So anyway, but
you're
like,
invisible.
Yeah, I know. Google never knows, even though they do.
Oh. Yeah.
So anyway, but like, so this person was using like a special software, like a cloaking device or whatnot to
Let's
make sure.
hypothetically call it a VPN.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll use VPN.
Sure.
What would you say VPN stands for?
Varying proximity network.
I'm gonna say vagina, pussy, nipple.
Sure.
So
okay.
anyway, so they were using a vagina, pussy, nipple to hide their identity, right? And they were using different phone numbers and area codes and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Turns out the anonymous bully harassing them, it was the basketball coach at their school.
Okay.
I know, right?
But
now,
some kids suck.
Okay.
You got to get it out.
Yeah. Now, the expose, it doesn't end there. Okay?
Sure.
In true, like, Scooby-Doo villain fashion, like in the reveal form here,
sure.
their school their school basketball coach
Sure.
is also the mother of the teen.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is excellent.
Which means this teen girl and her boyfriend were getting roasted by the mother.
You got to get it out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I shouldn't be laughing. It's horrific. It's gonna probably make some like counselor a shitload of money in the future, right? But anyway, thankfully the mom, like, she came clean and she apologized and everything, right?
You said thousands of messages.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, she did come clean. She did the opposite. She tried to blame it on one of her daughter's classmates.
And for a penny.
Yeah.
You know, that old chestnut.
Yeah. So the mom, she was charged with a few things, and I'm gonna list
What
them
was
off
she
here.
trying to do? Was it just pure hatred, or was she trying to like
man,
motivate
I
her
don't
to
know.
get into the gym?
I don't
Like-
know. I mean, I don't know if she saw her Pornhub searches or anything like
Sure,
that.
okay.
But, oh, sorry. Try to do a little throwback
Yeah.
here. But anyway, so the mom she was charged with stalking a minor, obstruction of justice, and she was also charged with something I didn't know that was a charge. It was using the computer to commit a crime.
Yeah, that is a real
Is
one.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that.
Every new bit of technology,
I was gonna say
they
this-
have to like invent new charges for stuff.
I was gonna say that sounds like a lot of things.
It sounds
Like,
like
they
the
can tack
call
that
is
on.
coming from inside the house.
Yeah,
You know,
it really
that's what
does.
it
like
like.
every 90s spooky movie,
Whatever
right?
that is.
Yeah. No, but
Like,
like
it's just like I bet your boyfriend smells like cheese.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like,
I bet you wet the bed until you're 10.
bet he's got a
and
gay
half.
blue coat. You know. So
I bet you talk back to your mom and don't do the dishes when she
Yeah.
fucking asks you.
no, it's like this was probably a weird cathartic release for her that probably started innocently, like, hey, you know, you should not wear bangs.
Yeah.
and then like she fixed her hair and then gained a
you know
little
what I
momentum.
think is cool? Not talking back to your mom.
Yeah.
So anyway. Yeah.
Your stepfather tries real hard, I bet.
Yeah. Give him a chance.
Yeah. So what, like, that's family. Like that's family. Actually, I'm wondering, does the daughter press charges? Can you drop
No,
the
she
charges?
the mom totally got charged. She got charged, and I think at
Yeah.
some point, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you can't like, butt fuck a 17-year-old and be like the 17-year-old's like, I'm not pressing charges. You know what I mean?
That's
the
what I'm
state still
wondering.
be like,
Yeah.
get fucked. Like we're still gonna charge you.
Sure.
You know, whether if they want to charge you or not.
All right. So
you know,
butt
like-
fuck, a teen, computer crime. That's
yeah,
what
there,
I'm.
there goes Jake's Pornhub searches right now.
I don't know. Like in a weird way, like I feel like there's like a good novel there. There's like I kind of understood how that started to where like, listen,
The Stand.
she's only like every time you're yelling at your kid, they're just looking at their phone. They're like, all right, I'm gonna find a new way to yell at them. It's gonna come through that phone. It's just
Okay, so I want to say this. I have a couple games here.
Okay.
And one of them is going to be Strange Laws,
sure.
since we just got done talking about some laws.
Sure. Actually, can I go into something before we do that real quick?
Sure.
Or not?
Go ahead. No.
All right. So this was
actually
actually I forgot I had that, but this was a couple weeks ago. I missed it and then I saw it. Did you know so Hunter Biden has a kid with a lady. Let's just call her Hunter Biden's baby mama.
the stripper, right?
Whatever.
Okay.
So Hunter Biden wants to change her baby's last name to Biden. And I cut and paste. I'm just going to read the article. Okay. The woman who mothered Hunter Biden's secret love child is now making a gambit, which, by the way, can Hunter Biden just be a TV show by now? You've been teasing us
I would
with all
watch
this.
it. I
Like,
would
oh,
watch
my
it.
God. Put it on HBO. It would be like Succession or Billions or
I
whatever.
don't think you can smoke crack on TV, though.
You can.
All right.
Yeah.
all right.
So, okay. The woman who mothered Hunter Biden's secret love child is now making a gambit for the presidential last name. Attorneys for London Alexis Roberts filed paperwork on Tuesday requesting.
London Alexis, that kid is going to be a stripper.
I think that might be the mom. He fucked
That
London. It seems like a presidential kid move. So,
I'm trying to unite.
on Tuesday, requesting that an Arkansas court considered, which, you know, Arkansas.
He'll turn you back on family.
Yeah. Court considered that if the pair's 4-year-old daughter, Navy Joan Roberts, could be renamed.
Navy Jones?
Yeah. Which, honestly, I don't hate the name Navy for a girl. I think that's kind of
Is it
interesting.
Navi or is it Navy?
Navy.
Okay.
So
that's Navy.
I would say Navy.
Okay.
Maybe she's blue. She's Democrat. But could be renamed Biden, claiming that the toddler would, and this is a quote, benefit from carrying the Biden family name, as it is now synonymous with being well-educated, successful, financially acute, and politically powerful. Which I
Oh,
agree
come
with
on, man.
I agree with the last one.
Oh, come on, man.
And there's the thing: she's totally right. Because as far as I can tell, if your last name is Biden, you can fucking work in
Do whatever.
Ukraine.
Yeah,
So,
you can
like,
do whatever.
This is a good move. But
Yeah.
the Biden family seemingly wants nothing to do with the child, striking her attendance from the 46th presidential inauguration and allegedly refusing to offer the mother's daughter pair security amid domestic violence threats from the elder Roberts. It gets hairy, but I do think like here's the thing.
Like
I know
like a Pennsylvania Pornhub search.
I'm just saying. I know a lot of mud gets slung around and all this stuff about the Bidens and stuff like that. But like, if you want something that I actually do think is truly despicable, is if you know this is your granddaughter,
you can't like turn a kid down. That's bullshit.
That's what it's like. You know this is your granddaughter. Whatever, and this is the thing about Biden is like I don't think Biden should have ever covered up his son's stupidity because
you can't get rid of a kid.
It's like dude, you can't control how your kids turn out, and nobody's perfect. I think it makes you look worse to try to sweep it under the rug. They just be like, Hunter's got some fucking problems, but I think it's even doubly worse to be like, no, he didn't fuck a stripper and have a dog. Like at this point, why wouldn't you help your granddaughter? I don't know. That seems despicable to me.
It seemed like a good chance. Yeah. Actually, I mean. I'm trying to not be political here, but
I'm not
just
being political at all. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying like as a person, it seemed like a fantastic chance to like step up and be a better person.
Exactly.
Be like, hey, you know what? Listen here, Jack. We've all had our ups and downs. Sometimes your grandkid is a prodigy of.
You come here like, come on, man.
Come on, man. I got these little yellow hairs, whatever on my leg. But no, so, like you could have had the opportunity to like step up and be like, "Hey, man, we all fuck up."
It's a 4-year-old daughter, and you're saying
and,
like,
and it's not the little kid's fault.
No,
like poor Navy and her stupid name. So, anyway, back.
Joe Biden doesn't support the Navy.
Oh man, he doesn't support his son's semen.
Yeah.
So anyway.
He thought he put it on the poop deck, but come on, man.
Come on, Jack.
Where are you gonna go into?
Oh my God. Okay, well
we're gonna get a shot.
I was we're gonna get suicided. All right, so I'm gonna go into
bullet.
I am not depressed, guys.
I'd like to state for the record, I am not. Actually, that's not true. I'm depressed. It's December. We just had the polar vortex came in early. Anyways, go into where you're going to go to.
Okay, so I was going to go into weird laws. So I want you to fill in the blank here. Okay. And now, new listeners, now we're going to, weird laws and different games that we play, they always kind of follow the same algorithm here. It's 2 lies and a truth. So what Jake is going to try to do, and listeners play along, audience play along, you're going to suss out the true one here out of the 3. So in Quitman, Georgia, it is illegal for, number 1, a chicken to be used as a hat.
Okay.
Number 2, a chicken to lay more than 4 eggs a day.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, a chicken to cross the road.
Okay. So the theme is Georgia.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is.
All equally strange. I mean, the last one.
Going 3?
Number 3? Number 3?
Can you do it again?
Okay, so in Quitman, Georgia, it is illegal for, number 1, a chicken to be used as a hat. Number 2, a chicken to lay more than 4 eggs a day. Number 3, a chicken to cross the road. 1, 3.
So this is the weird thing. It's where, like, I feel like with stupid laws, there seems to be kind of like, why? And like, there's some credence to being like, a chicken's not allowed to cross the road. Maybe that's the responsibility of the owner to make sure a chicken can't cross the road. That makes sense to me. Number 2, why would you hinder a good chicken? So that one, I'm like, I don't think that one's the one, but I could see someone wearing a chicken as a hat as problematic.
Okay.
Problematic enough to ban the crazy guy from the Christmas party. So I'm going to go number 1, that you're not allowed to wear a chicken as a hat. That's my guess.
Okay. So Jake's guess is number 1. Okay. And I do want to say this. You are weirdly odd in the fact that in Wisconsin, it is illegal to use a chicken as a hat.
I knew I was from here.
Okay.
Like I knew it. Cheese and no hats.
Yeah.
You wear cheese on your head. That's what you do. Not a fucking chicken.
I will say, like, thankfully, there's no law against wearing your mother as a hat because they would arrest every infant.
Born breech?
Born breech. Okay. At least for a moment, right? Yeah.
You're under arrest. Oh, it's fast.
Never mind. All right. She took her off. So anyway, but no. So the answer is number 3. In Quitman, Georgia, there's a legal statute that forbids chickens from crossing the road. Now, it did go into
The joke isn't allowed.
Yeah. Well, no, it said whether that law was created by a legislator who was sick and tired of hearing the particular joke, or if it was created to keep lackadaisical farmers in line. It's unknown.
I could see the. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like you
probably
got
one more than the other.
How about it? It's you have to maintain a fence. That's the law here.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess they could jump, fly, so you got to clip their wings. So that one makes sense. Fantastic one.
Yeah. I do want to ask you this. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No, I have the same one I have every year.
Is it the same one I have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say it, 1, 2, 3.
Start smoking and gain weight.
Fat. Yeah. Because I never keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to stop going to the gym. I want to gain weight, and I want to start smoking.
Yeah. Isn't the statistic, it's like 86% of all New Year's, don't quote me on that, but all New Year's resolutions by February have been abandoned. Because
I'm surprised
set, like, unrealistic
I'm surprised it would have
goals.
said February, because I would assume like January 22nd.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I know that I legitimately I didn't sign up for No Nut November because and I'm glad I didn't, because I set realistic goals, because I know for 100%, this is a real story, I would have absolutely lost No Nut November at 4:18 November 1st, because I knew I woke up early and couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
So I was like,
yeah, with No Nut November,
come on,
I don't
Pennsylvania, what do you got?
I don't want to, if you're like, hey, do No Nut November, fine, I'll build a bomb on the 13th. I don't need to do that.
Yeah. No, and I also want to say this, since we're talking about Jake nutting, the movie recommendation I want to give out.
I do have more Pornhub categories.
Do you?
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
we'll pepper that in.
Yeah.
What do you got?
43% of all people expect to fail before February.
43%. I'm sorry,
All right.
I doubled it.
Tony's not here tonight, so you are a fact checker. So thank you very much, Rory. So 43% of you are losers and pieces of shit because you don't know how to set realistic goals. No, I want to know what happens by March 1st. Even further?
Probably the rest of them.
Yeah. So, myself included.
Sure.
So, anyway, I want my movie recommendation is going to be Knives Out, Glass Onion.
Oh, yeah.
It's on
Definitely.
Netflix. Unfortunately, you can't watch the first one on Netflix, which I have kind of seen but yet haven't seen because you've had it playing at the shop.
Yeah.
And I remember even watching, I'm like, huh.
Both are great. Both are really fun.
But I do want to say that you don't have to, take it from me.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch the first one to enjoy the second one.
It's standalone. The second one is much more like a game of Clue. It's a bit more fun.
Okay, so you say that, and I don't think it's a spoiler here, but I love how aware of itself it is because I even said, this is kind of like Clue, the movie Clue.
Sure.
And then in the movie, they're like, this is kind of like Clue. Right?
Sure.
So I was like, they said the thing.
Let's say I do have you talked about it earlier, but a movie recommendation, Avatar 2. Oh, and this is one of those things.
I haven't seen it.
I want to crack into it, and this is going to be a spoiler-free review. It's worth seeing, and I say that it's worth seeing in IMAX in 3D because I wanted to say there's been 3 or 4 movies.
Just so long.
It's 3 hours. You got to definitely pee and eat before you go into it. But it's
don't.
It's
pee and eat.
As a kid, Jurassic Park was one of the movies that I saw in theaters. That's I had this oh my god kind of moment. Jurassic Park, another one, The Matrix in the movie. These amazing.
I literally had to unplug.
Probably,
I had to unplug from that and Vanilla Sky was another one.
I know I had 1 or 2 more, but the first Avatar, I went and saw in IMAX, and it was that was when 3D was kind of new, kind of whatever. And it was oh, okay, I understand what James Cameron's talking about. And so now that I have kids, and my wife and I went and saw Avatar 1 in theaters, I was excited to show them too. And they're 9 and 11. And I looked over a couple times. Adam's breathalyzing himself. And I asked them a few times after it. It's absolutely an incredible movie experience. Here's the thing. People are like, oh, the story's blah, blah, blah. The story kind of has to be not that crazy because everything else is. Everything else is you're going to a different planet. This guy's an alien. He's not this. He's fucking another alien. He's got alien kids. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's you don't need a complex. You're already having a hard time keeping up with the visual spectacle
Didn't
of
you
it.
tell me that before you even saw the movie, so
Yeah.
this is definitely not a spoiler, but you were telling me about an interview that you saw with James Cameron where you talked about, they're like, hey, we need you to cut 9 minutes of this air assault game. I don't know how to do this.
Oh, yeah.
But that we need you to cut 9 minutes of this air assault. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, why not? It doesn't add to the story. He goes, I wanted to see it, which means other people want to see it.
Yeah, that's exactly
I'm
what
like,
it is.
You know what? James Cameron, thank you.
And that's the thing about James Cameron is like I hate to be like such a fanboy about it, but like I don't think he's ever let me down. I'm sitting there like, dude, True Lies, Terminator 2, Aliens, all these just great
Titanic?
movies. Even that's the thing, Titanic. You're like, oh, you're making a love story, a romantic story, and the thing is, I was allowed to enjoy it because as I'm watching them on this deck doing all this bullshit, I'm sitting there like, all of it's about to fucking go down, and then it like went down this
Just like Rose did in
violent
the back of that car.
glory death kind of thing. And I think James Cameron, he's able to kind of be like, come along for the ride. It's gonna be fantastic. This is the thing. It's like, people who want to look like they look down on movies because they're so smart will hate this movie. Suspend some disbelief. Go enjoy the fucking film. It's a spectacle because you don't even realize it's like you're watching something that is so complex to make that it doesn't even make sense to you. The people that you're like, oh, I don't like this story, they're not there interacting.
Yeah,
They acted with balls on their face. And James Cameron walked around with a fucking iPad in a warehouse and then shipped it off to New Zealand while he fucking filmed the people. It's
go watch
masterful.
Ferngully if you don't like it.
Yeah, so that's like enough. I'll get off James Cameron's dick. But even down to like, dude, I love The Abyss. Back,
I forget about The Abyss.
Yeah, great movie.
And it is such a good movie. I think that that rat getting like pushed
Exactly.
into like that like oxygenated liquid like stuck with me as a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's visual storytelling. You understand. You're like, oh, and then later that rat is fucking Ed Harris. Yeah,
proper fucking Ed Harris.
like late
Okay.
Westworld Ed
Right.
Harris.
Black
Cat.
That's called
Ed
Feifel
Harris.
Goes West.
That's a great movie.
Thank you.
Also produced by James Cameron. No,
Was
Steven Spielberg.
Okay, I
Steven
was like,
Spielberg
what?
is producer. Yeah.
Okay,
no,
so-
not James Cameron.
Anyway, so since we're talking about Avatar, I just want to at least mention the fact that I appreciate his foresight.
Sure.
Now, James Cameron said that he's already filmed scenes for Avatar 3 and 4.
Right.
The reason being is because, now keep in mind, I have not seen Avatar 2, but I already kind of can use my context clues to appreciate why he's done this. He's filmed scenes for 3 and 4 because he wants to, and I quote, avoid the Stranger Things effect.
Oh yeah, because kids grow teeth.
yeah, 'cause kids. So he wants to make sure, and this is what kind of baffled me because I'm like, all right, I saw the previews, like pretty sure we're talking about CGI alien kids, right?
There's.
I mean, it's like, can't you just CGI that actor as a kid?
It's complex.
Is it
And
complex?
It's one of those like I don't want to give any spoilers, stuff like that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I feel like you can hide crow's feet with CGI nowadays. Like, I don't think you have to be too. I mean, like, at least he's avoiding like the Grease effect.
What's the Grease effect?
That's when you have 30-year-olds playing teenagers in a musical.
Yeah, that's. But they still do that shit. Every like teen movie, they're like, "Yeah, she's 18. She's clearly 27."
yeah, exactly.
We know the difference, guys.
Anyway, so I will probably, I will probably begrudgingly watch Avatar 2
Why
in the
begrudgingly?
theater. It's 3 hours. Like,
just
whatever.
do it. They go into space. Like it I don't know. I like if you go to space, I give you so much role. Like Prometheus was one of those. I love Prometheus, even though they're like, oh, it says the air is breathable, and they take their helmets off, and the other scientists are like, well, he didn't die immediately, so like,
yeah,
there's not microbes or.
I think I would have been like, I'll give it 3 minutes.
Yeah, later that guy's sick.
Yeah.
No one brings it up.
Fair enough. So speaking of James Cameron, okay, I do want to mention this. I saw that something's coming out in February by James Cameron. Now, and I'm just going to go off of a quote here. This is by his own words. He said, "Jack had to die. If I made the raft smaller, if I had
Jack, of course, Jack had to die.
We're talking about Titanic here, listeners.
Yeah, Jack dying made lonely women go back and see it 7, 8, 9 times again. That's how he set those records. They're like, I just want to see him alive.
Fair enough. Anyway, so basically, James Cameron, he's coming out. This is coming out in February. But he had he laid the research out to show why Jack or Rose would have died floating on that door.
Oh yeah, the old argument. Why couldn't they share?
Because I know I've seen definitely like these supporting facts and like the theories of like, well, they could have the surface area, they could have both fit on there, whatever. I don't think it's about like surface area. I think it's more about like buoyancy of like a floating door. Like, I mean,
we could have roped dead bodies together.
Yeah, they're not coming from Cuba to Florida. You know what I mean? They're, like, I'm talking about like this is like in like hypothermia weather, right? And so I like the fact that he hired and I'm just going to go off some quotes here, a thorough scientific analysis with a hypothermia expert. Okay, they found 2 actors with the same body mass as Rose and Jack.
But that was awkward.
Right? It's like, what do you weigh, Rose?
No,
now or then?
I actually appreciate
84 years ago?
That Kate Winslet, I thought she was great in that movie. Like, she kind of also embodied like the 1915 womanly shape.
I think Billy Zane was fantastic in that.
He was. He's a good bad guy. He got fucking tomatoed in the street for the role in that movie.
Yeah.
People were mad at. Lonely women with cats were mad at him.
Just throwing cats like from Simpsons. There's your 90s Simpsons reference.
Yeah. You fucking pussy. You got in the small boat.
Yeah. So anyway, but now they placed these 2. He called them stunt people, right? But these actors, right?
Sure.
The same body mass as Jack and Rose. He placed them in icy water and gave them like a reproduction of the raft from the movie, right?
Sure.
The floating door. And I hate that he said it because he goes, "We put sensors all over them and inside of them." And I was like,
inside.
And then thank you. Yeah, same thing. I was like, he kind of just breezed right by
and inside of them.
Yeah, he's like inside of them, and then anyway,
James Cameron is a detail guy.
He is. Like, no, hold on, because I'm gonna fucking hit totally into how detailed he is. But like he breezed past like inside of them, like what?
Can I actually insert something here that I haven't
like,
fact checked?
Hold on, you know that like that TikTok guy was like, what? You know, like,
can I say something here that like I haven't fact checked, but I do remember a vague theory that Jack Dawson is actually a time traveler because we got a alarm going. Because he's from Wisconsin and the lake that he talks about falling in didn't exist for 2 more years or something like that until he claimed he fell into it.
Huh.
And it was something like, I like to think that Jack Dawson didn't exist. It's a bit of a Fight Club thing where she was about to kill herself and Tyler Durden showed up, fucked her in a car.
And there's your Fight Club reference.
And then drifted into the darkness.
It's her beating off in a car.
Yeah. No, it's a better story. Jack Dawson didn't exist at all. What's more likely? Them accepting a third class dreg at their dinner table, or she's crazy?
She's like, I fell in some cold water.
Exactly. Sometimes Jack spoke for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's your Fight Club reference. I know Tony's like, yeah, he did the thing. Yeah. So anyway, so kind of like I said, it kind of bothered me that he just like breezed past the like inside of them because I'm like, all right, now I have to see this. Like that was the thing that I was like, all right, come February, I'm watching some actors get molested, right? So but anyway, the constant answer was that there was no way. Through all this analysis with the hypothermia, whatever, that there's no way that they both could have survived, right? And he really didn't hit on the theory that they both couldn't fit on the door. But like I said earlier, I think it could have been like a buoyancy issue, right?
Sure.
But like, and I'm guessing that we'll know more when.
I was going to keep going. No, finish your thought, and then I was
just going to say, I'm guessing that we'll know more when it comes out in February, and I'm assuming that we'll probably hit on this. I do have to say that like I can only imagine like these icy glacier-filled like iceberg-filled like waters because I know for a fact as in the military like I would have to like do a lot of finning like out in the open ocean.
Sure.
And some of my buddies that I was served with, they listen to this as well, so they can probably empathize with what I'm saying if they haven't experienced it themselves. But like, I know there's been times where like your body kind of shuts down.
Sure.
And this is in the open ocean off of California,
Sure.
like to where you're finning and the biggest response. And while it sounds silly, it does help, but they're like, just fin harder. You know what I mean? Like pump the blood. But I'll tell you, man, you get to a certain point, you're like,
I'll just die.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're and you're like, peed in my wetsuit. Now I can fit a little bit more.
I'd be like, can you pee in my wetsuit, please?
Exactly. Yeah. That you say that, but like that's always like the running joke of like, hey man, I'm gonna hook you up.
Get upstream.
and I'll go downstream.
I'd like to posit another theory. It's
Sure.
like a lot of times with filmmakers, it's like they tend to like lap onto things metaphorically, I guess. And I always kind of thought at the end of Titanic, the man dying cold in the water and the woman living on the door was a bit of a small metaphor for exactly what had just happened, where all the men had died on the boat, and the women and children had got away. And so I always kind of thought that was like him retelling the same story in a smaller scale, as lots of women that night
doing
had
an
to say
Inception, which
is
then also starring
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But it's just like that was him saying again that lots of women that night had to say goodbye to their husbands because
I get that.
And so I always just thought, like with filmmaking, a lot of
It's
times
like a micro versus the macro.
It's just like it's a visual representation again of a smaller thing you just saw on a grand scale, isolated down to a simplistic form. That's what I thought him dying and
I
her
get that.
living was.
And like I said, and I said earlier, but it was a quote by James Cameron, and he did say, he goes, Jack had to die.
Yeah,
to make the story, because
you don't want to get married to a rich girl and you
or
got no
how about
income.
this?
Oof.
How about this? Jack takes a door, Rose goes in the water. I mean, the story is just going to end with like him bragging to his buddies how he got some strange like on a boat one time in the back of a car.
Yeah,
you know,
she wasn't strong enough to crawl in the door.
He's like, he goes, what happened? Sometimes like problems take care of themselves.
Yeah,
you know.
You ever been to Wisconsin?
Exactly. But no, I do want to say, like, initially when I was like starting to kind of like write this little bit here, I was like, I wanted to make a joke about Rose getting banged down the back of a Model T.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, what car was it? And then I'm only mentioning this because I want to like call to attention James Cameron's like ability for attention to detail.
Sure.
Now, hold on. Initially, I was going to say it was a Model T, but then I checked the actual car in the film. True to form and its attention to detail, James Cameron filmed the exact model of the car. It was a 1912 Renault Type CB Coupe de Ville, which was, again, never found in the wreckage, okay?
Okay.
But out of the 30 assumed cars that were aboard the Titanic, it was the only one that was actually confirmed. Like that model, the release date, everything. Yeah. And the reason why they know this is because there was a survivor of the Titanic. His name is William Ernest Carter. And I'm assuming he had a bigger door or something that he was floating on. But no, I think it's really cool that James Cameron, we were talking about like his attention to detail, but like not to get fanboy on him, but like he looked up like what is the only car that we know for a fact was on the Titanic. Let's have Jack fuck Rose in it.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
A steamy fucking hand job on that, like
actually. I do know something else.
That's cool, right?
I was waiting for you to bring it up. You hadn't said it, so I'm gonna take the reins here. There's another hand job in that movie that is attention to detail.
That's Celine Dion.
And that is, did you know that in that movie, that is not when the drawing of Rose?
Oh, I know this. It's James Cameron's hand.
That's James Cameron's hand
I did know
drawing Rose.
Which is cool.
Which is a creepy way to see your lead role naked.
Yeah, fair enough. You're like, I just need to draw you.
Yeah.
So I take some pictures. Relax.
No, but and like again, like honestly, not to get on James Cameron's dick, but let's get on his dick. And he can draw. Fuck you, James.
Yeah, I know he's winning. No, like I mean, I know that like I guess to tee off of that and cool directors, but Wes Anderson. Anytime there's like a handwriting, anything, that's Wes Anderson's way of like of doing his own little cameo.
Oh,
so anytime there's an actor writing, and that shows a close up of that,
he has autistic integrity.
Apparently, I like it. Yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah, but I mean, guys are much more crude. So, like I mean, it would be like my fart will go on.
Yeah.
With Celine Dion. You got a Pornhub fact?
I do got a Pornhub fact. Let's close this on a
do a couple in on a catfish. How's that?
All right. So no, dude, I got one Pornhub fact, but I do recommend if you get a chance, go incognito mode, which they pay attention to more than regular. And
duck, go.
Yeah, and look up Pornhub. Go to the yearly breakdown. I think it's fascinating, but categories viewed the shortest. Muscular men. And I got to say, this is great news.
Yeah, I don't need to feel bad.
Muscular men, you're out. Flabby.
Yeah, dad bods.
Innocuous.
Dad bod squad.
Like Aaron's crazy putty guys are in. So that's,
I mean, no, that goes to show that like you hear women get interviewed,
or
they're
they
like,
fuck themselves faster and they're done faster.
no,
it might be that too.
You hear the interviews, and women are always like, I'd rather fuck a guy with a great body, but I'd rather date a guy with a bad body.
That makes me want to have a great body. Why would I want to date a woman?
Yeah, but no, I thought that was kind of interesting. So that's
Yeah.
probably why it's like on the shortest, because they're like, done.
Yeah, number 2 on that list is uncensored cartoon, which I don't even think
I don't
makes
get it.
sense. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they should be eating ass. Like, what's the problem? Uncensored ass eating, not cartoons, you fucking millennial piece of shit. All right.
Take us home, James.
All right, there we go. All right, so here. Let me ring you in here. All right, so now there's
In the
a
industry,
theme
we
here.
call that a cigarette burn.
Yeah,
So-
there's a Fight Club reference. Nicely done. Okay, so the theme here is the long con. Okay?
Okay.
So, number 1, take 2. A man has been left devastated after discovering his wife of 19 years was born a man. Number 2, a man finds out his mother lied for 20 years about his lactose intolerance. She didn't want to share her ice cream.
Okay.
Number 3, a woman arrested for fraud, ending her 21-year spree of claiming her pet turtle was a disabled dependent.
Oh my God, I like number 3 a lot.
2, 1.
So number 1 again was
Okay, so here's the theme is the long con.
Sure.
A man has been left devastated after discovering his wife of 19 years was born a man. Number 2, a man finds out his mother lied for 20 years about his lactose intolerance. She
Okay.
didn't want to share her ice cream. Number 3, a woman arrested for fraud after ending her 21-year spree of claiming her pet turtle was a disabled dependent.
I gotta go with number 3 because technically a turtle is a dependent. 100%.
Man, I'll tell you one of the things, and for longtime listeners know that Jake and I, we own a tattoo shop together, and I have a bit of an oddities cabinet, which is called the dark weird spot of eBay that I got into.
Not as expensive as you think.
Not as expensive as you think, but I will say that I do have a turtle shell in there, and it is baffling that it's not like, and I guess we're doing a callback to early in the episode. You can't just jump on a turtle and shoot the
Its
entire thing
spine
out
is
like
in
it.
Yeah.
It's not like Super Mario Brothers. Like, turns out their vertebrae is attached to that shell.
Yeah.
I think the
Again,
first time
Mario
I realized,
lied to us.
yeah, that's the first time. Now, do you remember like some of the first viral videos I remember was a turtle getting like doing a little dance when you're scrubbing it with a toothbrush or something like that
Yeah.
because it was like itching itself. So anyway, this, much like around the time that turtle video came out, was from November 26th, 2012. In Antwerp, ma'am.
Right
Man.
before the world was supposed to end.
There you go, yeah. If you are Mayan.
Yeah.
So an Antwerp man known as Jan said he felt his world had been violated after he discovered the truth about Monica.
Oh my God, his world did end. The Mayans were right.
Jan, 43, said he met Monica when she arrived in Belgium from Indonesia to be an au pair for his sister's children and described her as a very, very beautiful and very feminine. But he said he now understands why she was no good at ironing her housework.
That's sexist. Like that
Here's a
doesn't
quote.
track at all.
He goes, here's a quote. He goes, I thought she was an attractive woman. She was all woman, but had no male traits. But I didn't suspect a thing until her cousin came to visit and let something slip. I mentioned to my son, and he said he had heard a rumor too that Monica used to be a man. One evening, I confronted her, and she finally confessed that she was born a boy and had a sex change operation. My whole world collapsed in a few seconds. I was horrified. I feel like I had been violated for almost 20 years. The couple were still living in the same house after a judge refused an application for Jan to have her evicted.
19 years. Do you think they tried to have kids?
Yeah,
And
he
Jan
said-
was just a
actually,
motherfucker about it.
So I'm glad you say that because just to chop it out. Obviously, it's a much longer article, but to chop it out, he's an older guy and he had a couple kids of his own, and so he was delighted to find out that she wasn't interested in having kids. And he did say, and I should have probably put this in there, but I'm glad he teed me up for that.
Yeah.
But he goes, I remember, or he goes, we'd always have to use lubricant, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
She had a dry pussy, I guess.
Yeah, you got to
Inverted dry dick, I guess.
stubble.
I don't know. Yeah.
So
So anyway, there you go. That's that's been episode 104. We're ending on yeah.
I was ending on that. That's basically Avatar 3.
Yeah.
That's the plot.
That's Avatar 3.
Yeah. That's where Jake Sully
All right.
comes
cool,
back
man.
to Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. In summation, Comedy Cabin opening soon in Janesville, Wisconsin. No, and it's like all jokes aside.
Flawless transition there. That was great.
All jokes aside, like seriously, we have there's people putting a lot of effort into bringing something very special to Janesville, and any support, any help, share it, all that stuff. I'll be sharing it a lot on social media and all that stuff that runs the world now. But thank you so much.
Yeah. My name has been Adam. Go see Knives Out. It was good.
Yeah,
Riley.
yeah. My name is Jake Sully. Bussy is that Avatar? Hey, yeah.
He's
All
talking
right.
about Monsters Inc. though.
Yeah. All right, we're done. That's it. Later, boners.
Later, boners.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
What happens when there's a volcano? You fucking run.
And here's the other thing. If something spews out of the middle of the volcano, you're not allowed to be like, what's that?
It's probably ice cream.
It's a fucking volcano, guys.
Crazy.
It's an ice cream?
But it's crazy because it's
Probably ice cream. Oh, is this part of the tour? Like everything's scalded around you? Like there's no plants.
When it starts,